Hi, Andrew from Gameosity here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at School of Sorcery, a two-player area control game from Dr. Finn Games. Let's check it out. School of Sorcery is the spiritual successor to the Institute for Magical Arts, another Steve Finn game. Like its predecessor, School of Sorcery pits two players against each other in a battle to gain influence over arcane relics, powerful allies, and mystical locations in order to gain victory points and claim victory. Much of the action in School of Sorcery is simultaneous, which reduces downtime and keeps the pace nice and quick. Each turn, both players will roll their dice and assign their casting cards. The casting cards they choose will let players add crystals to the sorcery cards that they're trying to claim, which is the key to claiming them. But the dice will determine which cards a player can actually influence on that turn, and I have to say, I actually really like that combination of luck and strategy. Sorcery cards are all worth points when claimed, and in order to do so, a player must have both a minimum number of crystals and a certain amount more crystals than their opponent in order to get that card. Once you snag a sorcery card, you immediately gain access to its power, whether it's an immediate effect, a one-time use that you can save until you actually need it, or a permanent power that you can call on once per round. Once a player makes it to 13 points, the game will end at the end of that round, and the player with the most points wins. I like School of Sorcery because it does a few things very well. Unsurprisingly for a Steve Finn design, it's mechanically tight and really easy to engage. I love the tug of war that develops as you race to claim sorcery cards and use magic and artifacts to try and undermine your opponent's ability to do the same. And like I said, the dice add a bit of randomness to that strategy, limiting your options every turn, which you'll find yourself trying to get in your opponent's head to try and block them on critical cards or stop them from doing the same thing to you. And using magic and crystals to stymie your opponent is absolutely key in this race. On the other hand, School of Sorcery is designed around that tug of war, and so it does everything in its power to make sure nobody pulls ahead too fast. Many of the powers that you'll get, particularly from permanent sorcery cards, are meant to bring you back from behind rather than help you get ahead. So when the game is at its tightest, which is when it's most fun, you may also find yourself sitting on a pile of artifacts that don't actually do anything, which can be kind of a bummer, especially when you're a card away from winning and you just can't quite manage it turn after turn. That aside, I think Dr. Finn did a great job with presentation here. The game features fantastic art throughout. It's really, really pretty. And I definitely recommend checking out School of Sorcery if you're looking for a two-player game that's a little meatier than a filler with the potential for some serious contention. And that's it. Hey, Meeple and I thank you for watching. If you want to see more of our reviews, please click on either of these playlists. One of them is our full-length review series, and the other one is Game in a Minute, where we tell you everything you need to know about a game in about 60 seconds. If you'd like to subscribe, please click the G and ring the bell so that you get a notification every time we publish. And if you like what we do and want to support us, please check out links to our Patreon below. We'll see you next game. Flesh and blood.